They just
with their feet swords.
Yeah, they've got our back. That's what it is. They've got our back.
So Sorlar, you can you can pretty much control these two on your turn. I'm not going to throw them on the initiative because that would just be easier. But starting out, it is little shitty Gretchen's turn, and he's going to make. So this is for reference. This is the one that is down here, right next to Octavia, and the one that had been quite surprised and by her, her intimidation that she just threw down on it. But you're going to see it sort of being 2 turns ago. It's going to recover a bit, and it's going to sort of reach into its sort of little flappy pouch socket on the side of it, and sort of. Yeah, I mean, it's got, like a little sort of like loincloth, sort of like bandolier sort of thing, sort of stretched across it.
Yeah.
It just sort of digs around in there, and with a sort of, it almost like you see people in, like the cowboy movies and stuff, like light cigarettes off, like their boot or whatever. He pretty much like strikes one end of something that it pulls out of there, and you see a what looks like a short fuse begin, basically sort of ignites, and. Alright, so you can see that he tries to sort of like throw this thing at you, but whenever he does, is a bit too excited, and he pretty much throws this what's for reference, it would almost look like a stick of dynamite, but this is obviously much more sort of crude and orcish. So it sort of goes flying out behind you guys and lands right about. Let's see.
Don't worry, this happens to every guy occasionally.
You just gotta let it lie. Put it where it goes.
Sometimes it's just not meant to be. Make a stain behind them.
Alright, so this.
Sometimes it's on the carpet and your cat tries to eat it.
All right.
Oh man.
All right.
Freaking animals. So it goes. It lands right about down here. If you can.
Jesus Christ! What are they doing over there?
What the hell is going on here? Let me paint.
Can you guys hear this?
What do we?
Just endless and fighting.
What the hell? Dude, my Roll20 is fucking freaking out right now. Alright, come on. Fucking undo. Thank you. Go back. Paint. Yes, you. Red. Now. Okay, so that's where the freaking stick lands. That was way too goddamn hard. Okay.
was it over where the penis? Where's I missed it.
Oh, over here. So the Gretchen right here was basically tossing a sort of a stick of dynamite down this hallway that you're sort of at the entrance of, but it sort of goes flying straight past you guys further down the hallway and sort of lands down there.
And that's not good.
Now, Sigmund.
all right. I'm gonna unjam my gun.
All
I think
right.
that's all I can do, right?
Correct. So, yeah, unjamming the gun, it would be a pretty much your entire action right there.
All right.
Yep.
That's what I do.
And
I'm just like, okay, a minute, guys. Get down on the ground, just tapping with the. Get out.
tap, rack, bang, pull the slide, drop the magazine, put it in. Just do all this.
This is why everybody should just
Do a
be
little prayer
born
to the machine.
Corrective actions. All right, so you pretty much sort of take a knee, go through all these sort of corrective actions on this weapon of yours, and after a moment or two,
hell, ale emperor.
yeah, you're able to pretty much bring it back online after this, and Kel.
Yep. Oh, is it my turn?
I may have to f up my cat real quick.
Yeah.
What are we? Oh yeah. So there's like a bunch of them grouped up, right?
Up here. And you actually see one of these Gretchens appear by the teleporter.
Yeah.
Leap through.
So I'm going to throw another grenade right where I'm like pinging. I'm gonna hit everybody in this like big red.
Alright, so give me a ballistics roll. And what kind of grenade?
I think it's the anti-personal one, whatever that happens to be.
Fragmentation.
Yeah, that one. What is
Thank
that?
you,
A ballistic
friggin'
success?
bag.
Yeah, it's a ballistic check.
Do I get any pluses for like not moving, or is that only for guns or something?
Yeah, I don't think you can take an aim action with a unless it's you have like a rocket or like a grenade launcher like weapon.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's only for like firearms.
Ooh, we're gonna go ahead and it can't get much worse, so we're gonna fate on that one.
Hey.
Oh, fuck. All right, well,
Well, it didn't get worse.
It didn't, yeah. A series of explosions kills everyone. It's like,
yeah, I think it just misses really.
Yeah,
Really
not bad enough to
epically.
like come back at you.
I mean, I know, but when grenades miss, they still blow up.
Yeah, and I mean there is a teleporter behind them.
Yeah,
Maybe it hits the teleport.
And that kills us.
Alright, so let's see.
Please tell me you guys can't hear that.
or what?
Good.
Oh, one. Okay. And then. Well, shit. Okay. So you. Damn. Alright, so where did you want it exactly?
Hold on 1 second, I'm dying. Here.
Okay, so you throw it right there. You aim for there. And it lands 1 meter to the.
Oh my god! Oh, it basically did it.
Hey,
Sick.
It just rolled a little bit.
yeah. You put some English on it.
That's fucking light. All right.
Yep. Alright. So that was a fragmentation, correct?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
right.
Man, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, crack grenades, right? The metal or whatever.
Crack is for suckers.
That too.
Alright, so that is. Can you give me a 2d10?
Yep. You said 2d10?
Right.
Oh, 15. Big if true.
Alright, so let's see here. She said 15. Yep, alright, so. You go ahead and lob a little grenade right over here. Hits the deck and actually rolls pretty much right up to this Gretchen's foot. And with a sort of a he just sort of looks down. And then there's a blinding explosion and flash. And you see just little orc parts go everywhere. So this guy is completely almost vaporized. This Gretchen is pretty much pasted against the wall on the opposite side of the room. This orc was already heavily wounded, and now he's mostly pretty goopy, like stain on the floor. This orc right here, however, though, is definitely injured from the blast. but he appeared previously unhurt from the since before the blast, and you can see there's a good part of him that's been sort of blown off on the back, but not exactly vital components for the orc anatomy. So he's definitely still kicking and alive.
That is
Okay, that time I heard your cat.
Yeah, I heard it. That time.
Yeah.
Over the
Do you need me to call an
That's
exorcist
all I
for
can
you?
do. I still have movement though, right? I can still move.
I believe so. I think throwing is half action, second attack.
I'm just gonna
Drawing is-
post up against the wall between these two rust stalkers, ready my weapons and things.
Alright.
I kind of hug the wall and like make sure all my stuff's loaded and shit.
Alright, cool. So, this orc, after getting showered in the back by shrapnel and bits of his other orcs, in something of what you would almost describe as a blood rage, comes screaming down the hallway towards you guys. And, actually, let me measure this real quick. Okay. So he comes screaming down the hallway. He pretty much closes the distance almost, and he is on his way down as he's running. He has what appears to be some sort of large, almost like a double-barrel shotgun sort of rigged firearm, and he's going to make a attack down here at Zag, who just threw the grenade at him.
Double duck.
I was Cal, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know what I mean. And he misses fucking horribly.
Oh my god.
That's good. I didn't really want to be double shot, if I'm being honest.
Understandably so, especially from so.
Well, most people don't. If you ask them honestly.
Oh, man. Alright, so, Octavia, you're up. Josh.
Eh?
I mean, do we even have to ask what he's going to do this time?
Octavia's up.
I'm trying to remember.
Has to reload.
Yeah, how many times did I shoot? Because I might have to reload. It has a clip size of 3.
Of 3? I think,
Mm-hmm.
because you stole, I know, 2 kills. I know at least.
Yeah, but I think he
Yeah.
might have missed once. No, I guess
No, he definitely stole 2 kills to me. He got
that's
the
right.
double
He did.
kill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It was great, yeah. Either way, I'm going to get out of the this, because this thing behind me hasn't exploded yet. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm gonna move to here, and I guess I think that I took a shot before this. Like I remember taking at least one shot last time, but the time before last. I'm almost positive. So I'll go ahead and reload. Although no, it's a full action, right?
That's a hell gun, or hell pistol, correct?
Inferno pistol.
Inferno pistol. Alright, let's see.
But you can't move and take a full action, right?
Alright, let me see. Inferno. Right, yeah, so the reload is a full action.
Okay. Well, I will just move and then take a half action to something. I don't know.
You want to give
Neil.
any commands or anything?
Trying to see if there's any fancy shit I can do. I don't think so. I will, just in case, I will take out my parrying mono dagger and my offhand.
Nice.
That is what I will do.
Cool. Solar.
All right, so this guy is literally right next to me, right?
Yeah, he's pretty much right there.
All right, and how much can these rust stalkers move? By the way, I need control if I'm going to be moving them.
Oh, let me.
And is he the last orc?
It looks like it.
From what you can see, it looks like it.
All right, then I'm not going to waste the rust stalkers. I'm probably just going to, blow them away with the power of my awesome crocodile, which is no longer a awesome crocodile. It's back.
I was going to say, is that a metaphor? Because it works.
I fucked up. Okay, I fixed him. Here we go.
Wow, I like it.
So, it's yet to fail me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the other guy. Which is, I'm going to turn him into orky mush on the wall. Just kind of watch him die.
Alrighty.
That's pleasant.
So, the first thing I'm going to do is activate my implant. Which I succeed. The toughness check. 7.9. I rolled a 1 on that.
Jesus.
Oh wow!
I say keep it.
I think you just destroy the ship.
You sure you don't want to use a fate point?
For a weapon?
I want you to let me zoom in and just shoot him in his orky testicle.
So,
Do they even have those? Aren't they like fungus?
so
This one in particular stapled some poor human
Right in the
being's
spores.
Yeah, they've got. That's
Yeah, but didn't Rain say that was in their ass? Didn't he say that they, I swear to God, in the one story you told us, Rain, like the guy's ass bloomed, and then he had little snotlings in the bottom of their shit.
Oh yeah. Well, it was. I mean, like they just give off spores like all the time.
Oh yeah, that's
His
what it was.
ass bloomed.
Right, fine, I'll settle for poor. Wait, hold on. I get plus 40 from that, right? Because I'm close and my implant activated. So that's plus 40, right?
Sounds like it.
Wow, those rolls.
So yeah, that's all three shots.
Damn straight, it's all.
You know,
So give me damage for those.
This is just. You know what? This is for creating such an abomination.
Oh wow! Look, more what?
Oh my god.
That's-
Solar.
Well, it was already hurting. It got hit by a frag grenade.
yeah.
That's.
Yeah, but these ones were bad.
All right.
That's still 20. Is he still alive? Is he still alive?
So you guys pretty much see Solar like he goes into like Deadeye mode. He clicks in his right joystick and the whole world goes yellow, and he just blip 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 blip. He highlights 3 points on this orc, and he hits right trigger and fucking eviscerated. This orc is just. You can tell us what happens exactly to this orc if you want.
I shoot him, and as the hellgun is so hot, he not only catches fire, he actually is a. And then I shoot him in the neck, so his
That's
entire
not
head
nice.
just catches fire as it's falling, and then I shoot the head after it falls off, just for good measure.
And here's your.
Don't you have to like? Don't you have? by killing like. Can't you staple another orc's head onto another body and it like grafts together?
Yeah, but that orc is currently on fire, so he's good.
Yeah, it's. But I mean, like, don't you have to like burn them along or something?
That's what the hell gun.
If you kind of want, so they're super regenerative, but like not to the point of like invulnerability, you know.
Okay, guys, I got my gun cleared.
Hey guys. But
Where's that Space Marine's helmet?
oh,
That's right.
That was over here with this guy, and kind of got fucked up with him over there.
Well, it's already kind of.
Right, very true. The
Can I pick up what's left of it?
sure. So, as you guys,
Alright.
Oh,
Oh,
you
Now
kind of
that
cut out.
so as you guys are sort of, you know, you finish up right there. From your right, you guys all hear the ground sort of shakes with an explosion, and you feel the overpressure and all the air come rushing out of this side area, and you also hear a scream. And as you look down this small hallway where Octavia had just recently been, you see the two tunnel watchers who had been guiding you, and one of them seems to have his from the knee down almost blown off.
We didn't get out of the tunnel with the.
Octavia was in their way. They're not quick enough.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
they tried to help us.
Wait, what happened exactly?
Well, one of the orcs threw the other two mutants or whatever they were that didn't get out of the tunnel and now are perhaps missing a limb or two.
All right, I grab this helmet
But that's okay, because that just means now they can get robot limbs.
and I run over here, yeah, and I'll tourniquet the one that's like missing a leg. I got like rope or something, I'm sure. Or I'll rip off my
Yeah,
coat sleeve.
I'd also help one being like, I've been through this.
Alrighty. So
You
do
know,
you?
I'd help. You know.
Wow.
Sirla comes over and immediately starts asking him what kind of like metal finish he wants. You're like, oh, so are you like more of like a matte finish or like a chrome guy?
Oh my god.
No, they don't get implants until their DNA test says they are human. They don't get anything.
Well, I mean, I
Go to the face like that is like this weird mute face, like two
Yeah, we're-
mouths smiling at the same time.
they look like cat people. Wasn't that what it? They look like
Yeah,
cat
they have
people.
big ears and big eyes or something, didn't they?
Does
Oh, they're
anyone
fucking
here
furries?
have Medicaid training?
I do.
That's a good. That's a good question.
I do, and I have my implant for it too.
I do as well.
Well, worst case scenario, I've got pretty good. Try to get some info out of them before they die.
Oh, Kel has that as well, it looks like.
The Xeno.
Oh my
shit.
god! Oh,
And I guess you did train me in.
that's 100.
That fate on that though. So
Oh wow!
I'm just seeing
I
how
love how
much
it's
fate Kel
trained
has.
because it thinks it's a good thing.
Yeah, right.
I know, right? It's hilarious.
Bob, I'm just seeing him. I guess 3 in total. I'm not gonna lie to you, it looks bad.
I'd
But,
say, like, I think you just killed the mother one. You're like, oh no, this is just a spray break.
nah, I'll tie it off. Figure it out later.
All right. So,
I'm sure it'll get better.
Yeah.
So you go over, you like pull a belt off and like tie it on there, and it seems to be holding. And then you're like, well, you know what? Maybe I adjust this a little bit, and you sort of pull it, and then poof, the whole wound just opens up again, and just it's too slick to really get any purchase again.
And I-
It's just
You know
It's
what?
like
Here,
comedically.
I guess I'll just pull out my like gun and I'll fire it a few times into the ground, and then I'll just like close it shut with like the hot barrel.
Ooh. Uh,
At this point, I'm the only one.
please
that can
tell me you
help,
fired
and I'm not-
the bolter into the ground right in front of you.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Shoot the ground.
I shoot him to close the wound.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? That sounds fun. I will
Hey,
volunteer
no.
my hell gun and shoot 2 inches away from his.
Alright, come on.
It's like a lightsaber, you know, it just instantly fuses it.
These guys have.
I'm pretty sure that would actually cauterize it.
It's gonna be alright, I tell him. We'll get you catched.
So, I really like that idea. So, give me a ballistic skill and a.
I'd like for you to make.
Can I
All
not
I'm
fail
saying
this
is
one?
that my gun. Can work.
Yeah,
Can I
brother.
not? Like,
You shoot him in the leg. Come on, let him shoot him in the
Are you
leg.
sticking with that?
yeah. Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm
Alright.
just shooting the ground. How bad could it be?
So Cal gets a really good idea, and he's gonna start firing his weapon to heat it up, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna cauterize this." So between a 100 and a 78,
Oh, you cut out a little bit.
between a 100 and a 78, yeah, pretty much Kel gets, heats the gun up real good, and then sticks it right on there, and then there's so much blood and sort of, it's like an arterial wound. It's sort of gushing all over you. It's spraying all over him.
God.
Accidentally pulls the trigger,
Oh,
Nice.
and a hot streak of molten plasma pretty much goes flashing through the lower body and other leg of this poor miner, and he pretty quickly passes away.
I go up, I'm like, mercy.
I see you've done well.
Wait. You just hear
Is the other guy alive?
Yes.
How's he doing?
Yes, he's actually fine. He was sort of like cradling the other guy, sort of like, trying to give a little bit of support.
Right. So, Octavia is.
Difference.
He looks a little
Octavia's
bit
gonna talk to
concerned.
that guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're gonna talk to him. All right, cool.
Yeah, Octavia. She's kind of she's kind of emotionally detached.
It's still
She's
good.
gonna.
Dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's like where are you? Where are you gonna take me? Just tell me that, and everything's gonna be okay.
Says, back to our home. Below.
Okay. All right.
You can meet
Below.
everyone.
Do you mean the place that Kel just shot?
Nah, I'm sure it's fine.
This place is all gonna be exterminated soon anyway.
Says, mm-mm.
Oh.
And then you see him, he sort of, he doesn't, he looks a bit like concerned, but he doesn't seem too upset that his sort of like ally here just died. And he sort of seems going along, and he sort of like picks up his like whatever kind of tool thing that he seemed to be carrying. You're not exactly sure what it is, and he sort of like strips off like a like a little like looks like a little like food ration that he had in like his little loincloth pocket and stuff. He seems pretty, almost like he's definitely almost used to just like losing people all the time.
Okay. Okay. Well, I lead on. I will tell him.
Do we need to turn off this teleporter?
That is still running.
Oh.
Definitely do not blow it up.
100%. I'm about to blow it up.
Got like a grenade.
It's like 110%. I'm about to like throw a grenade.
Solar reiterates the fact that if you then like it not only takes it would also take out like Hulk and probably our ship.
Wait, do we know the origin of this teleporter? Like, do we know anything about it?
Well, I'm gonna go up to it. And
Well, I
I'm gonna-
mean, yeah.
Yeah, but
Right.
didn't I hear that it was like heretical or something?
But
Wasn't
don't
it,
worry,
like,
we can just
tampered
use it
with?
to get back to our ship.
wait, Rain.
might
I'm
end up
gonna.
in the
Can
wall
I
of the
do an
ship.
archaeotech on this?
Yes.
I thought it was
also-
like I thought it was like firmly established that it was like heretically tampered with or something. Yeah, we just blow it.
Also, yes. Okay.
Now you're just showing off.
So Solar, you have never in person seen a sort of teleportarium set up like this, like even teleporters in the Imperium are so rare. You've probably only like seen one, and probably once maybe.
Hey, remember, I'm from Mars.
Exactly. It's, like even there,
Damn.
these things are super goddamn rare. So basically, you've never quite seen this before, but you've definitely like learned about these, throughout all of your, hundreds of years of schooling and whatnot. You know the general components, that the rights and sanctions and whatnot that go into making one of these things sort of run. And you can tell that pretty much zero attention has been paid to any of those to get this running. It looks, the sort of, like, all the buttons and levers on this thing, they're very crude, and you would know that in, its sort of original state, there would be much more, consoles and whatnot. But right now, there's basically a screen with sort of, like one or two sort of big buttons and, like, a lever right next to it. It's basically optimized for, like, orc, sort of engineering, figuring it out. But you can also tell that the methods of putting this together, while you can tell it was made to look like orcs did it, it was definitely putting a teleportarium like this together. Like if orcs wanted to make a teleporter, they would have done it completely differently. This is
Like from scratch.
Yeah, they would have made like an orc teleporter where it's just like a big ring that they just, like...
Would have been like cardboard with a bunch of words like...
Yeah, it'd be just like
Absolutely.
fucking retarded. This is like
I love
actually like
orcs.
refurbished and sort of repurposed archaeotech. And it's quite heretically put together.
Hmm.
Can I scream again?
Feel free.
I totally.
Why are you screaming?
I'm just pissed off. Like I'm just.
Okay.
I don't know how to put it away. Like physically in person, I am angry.
Can I would like to study it. My Lord of the Void is archaeotechnologist, and I'm all about. I forgot the name of my ordo, but I'm all about forbidden knowledge.
Originatus.
Yes, Originatus. Yes. I would like to study this thing at least before it, if we have to.
Sure thing.
Anybody want to take a 5 while I do some Inquisition stuff?
I'm currently doing a feedback. If you want to get near it, that's on.
So you just all sort of like roll up to it. He's just like, just super deep breath, and he's just binarying out in the corner.
I tell him to calm down. I say to Solar, calm down.
I think it's 30-meter radius, so I think everybody in here needs to make another willpower test.
I mean,
Oh, you're screeching.
Yeah.
All right. I'll need a willpower test from everybody.
I
I'm gonna shoot your other leg.
I just fall to the ground.
How does Cal not have good willpower? How can you be a warrior and not have good willpower?
Oh God.
Dude,
You feel worse than me.
Yeah.
fucking dude, this game is shit.
Is this a fear test?
Willpower.
Oh, I was just wondering what kind of effect it was.
Wait, hold on.
but-
I have like jaded or something. Do I still have to do it? If it's a fear thing, doesn't jaded play into fear?
No, it's not fear. It's just okay. It's kind of like getting flashbanged, basically. It's not fear. It's just
Okay.
Oh yeah,
a
yeah.
very loud screeching noise hits your eardrums.
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, mechanically, if this was like in combat, failures on the willpower check would result in a loss of a half turn on the next round of combat.
Nice.
So it could be potentially really useful, but right now it's just, ear deafening.
I want my six fucking.
Control yourself, man.
I
forgot your.
I will absolutely not control myself. This is bullshit, and whoever did this needs to die.
Well,
We just did.
yeah.
There was always more orcs.
That's a fact. Especially when we're on the Hulk like this.
So are we definitely sure that works? Because we've humans that are on the ship that have survived. Like, are we sure nobody else made this? In other words,
Rain, is there 100% chance that this is orc design?
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry, go on.
As a matter of fact, this is a looking at it with like 6 degrees of success. Like you can tell, this was very much made to look like orcs made it, and it's optimized for orcs to operate it. As in, like, it's very simplified controls down from what it would normally be in its original Archaeotech form. But you could also tell that this is definitely not something the orcs would make. This was pretty much put together, and then the orcs were using it.
So there's still heretics on the ship.
yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm tearing this thing down.
Works? Oh my god.
I'm tearing this thing down.
Well, how about we tear it down and put it on the ship, and then figure out what to do with it. Come on.
I'm gonna grab up my helmet here, Space Marine. I'm gonna look to
Rain,
the other little. I'm gonna look to the other.
we don't have to roll to
Shut up!
deactivate this thing.
Stop!
What were you
I'm gonna look at
saying?
the other little cat man and be like, take me down to where your home is.
Alright, can you roll me a... let me see, I guess, common lore? And give with your degrees of success, Solar, you would know that to dismantle something like this, pretty much after you saw these gates get hit by the first grenade when you guys come in here, and you saw their reaction, basically, you would know that if this teleporter had been working in its proper, Archaeotech form, it would have, power would have shut down. It would have, like, safeties off, fail safes, everything. But this thing just kept on running. And it luckily wasn't damaged very much just by that first grenade. So it's relatively stable right now, but you know that dismantling it in its components in the wrong order could result in a bad reaction. So you would know that you would need to take out the main generator or power source first, which is this, you'd recognize as this big main machine right here. And then there's also a power amplifier, which is over here. There's the sort of navigation systems and sort of console system over here, and then the main gate itself.
Damn.
Alright, guys, let's see if I can do this without fucking up.
Can we?
Well, obviously the battery is where the cat people come from, so it turned them into cat people. So we should go to their home.
Yeah.
I'm turning off the battery.
Where is it?
Rain, what do I have to roll?
Are you
Is he gonna get us killed?
Are you trying to, like, plug into it and turn it off, or, like, shoot it?
I very much do not want to plug into it. I want to see if I can do it manually.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Good game.
Yeah, good game.
Because there may be scrap code here, and I ain't risking that. Unless I have to.
Let's see, manually?
How about you give us 2 hours and then you do that, and we'll be on the ship and be gone. And you'll be good.
So
I'm telling you, the power supply is where these guys live. Why don't we just go there and then just unplug it?
Yeah,
How
can
about I
we,
unplug the cat people?
I respect your desire to kill absolutely everything, Solar.
Everything Xeno.
Everything. Then, so I'm gonna say that maybe we could do it on the way back. That nobody's gonna bother it.
I'm gonna say no because we don't know where these guys are going. They could be teleporting onto our ship for all we know.
Well, okay, we'll then step through the teleporter and find out.
Absolutely not.
Are you sure?
Absolutely not. This thing needs to die. It needs to go down. I feel it. I feel the tortured tech spirit
Well, then
inside this thing,
You have
and it
2
needs
rust
to die.
stalkers. They can
we'll
experiment.
just blow it up.
Now, if we blow it up, we all die.
Okay, so logically, then we should just walk away until we know what we're working with.
Nah, because what if somebody else comes by and uses it, and somebody who's like not retarded, like an orc?
give me a minus 20 tech use, Solar.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah. Mm.
Come on, boys. Fate point. Fate point.
I'm not.
You're gonna make me plug into this thing, aren't you?
Yeah, you need to
Oh
plug
my
into
god.
it. You need to plug into it if you're gonna do this.
So I asked the cat person to take me to the bottom of the ship.
Can I go with you?
As quickly as possible.
I 100% asked before any of this happened, so I'm already like making my way.
Alright, so you scooped up your, we'll get back to Solar in a sec. You scooped up your, little, prize helmet. It's got some, blast marks on it and whatnot, but it's, pretty much still in one piece.
It's actually perfect.
And, did you have, can you roll me a common lore, for Kel?
I don't think I have common lore, so I didn't know.
Oh,
I have common lore for wars. I have common lore
that's fine.
pirate or forbidden. Oh, so it can just be like any common lore.
You said you have war?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Let me check.
1 second. Yeah, I've got Imperial Guard.
That's fine. Yeah, roll me just one of those. It's not super hard information.
Dude, I seriously cannot roll anything above like a 7.
Oh, jeez.
It's fine.
Yeah,
You
this
having a good
thing's,
time?
this thing's red, but you just cannot think of the name of this chapter right now. You just can't.
That's fine.
It's hovering right on the edge of your mind.
Oh.
It's actually really annoying.
Probably like a Chaos Marines helmet or something.
It's the Ultra first.
Yeah. He's trying to sound good. This is for the Ultra.
Yeah, this is the Ultra for sure. I know it. I know it by their brilliant red color. It's what they're known for. 100%.
The large horns, the blood dripping from it. It's all just...
Ultramarine red. Oh boy.
Oh my god. The awesome clouds. But
I'm gonna make a no. I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna make another Forbidden Lore heresy roll just to see if he's a heretic for saying that, but I'm not gonna do that.
so the okay, yeah, so Baco, the tunnel watcher, surviving one, he sort of like steps towards you guys and he's sort of asks if you're willing to come or if you're staying here or doing anything else. He looks a little bit, like concerned, as if, this place isn't safe. He doesn't feel safe here.
Yeah.
Well, understandably, his other guy just died there.
Should I stay with Solar while he?
Oh, you pushed him over. Oh, he died.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with you guys. You know, so you just report in when you're successful, and if not, we're gonna leave you.
Yeah. If I don't succeed, you guys will know real quick.
You guys will have
This thing might
about.
open up a whole new warp, and you'll just feel it. You'll just feel it as it's coming.
Well, plug in. Just plug in first.
It'll get
you're gonna die
really
anyway.
hot for a second, and then nothing.
Yeah. Just plug it in, man. Back it up and plug it in.
Rain, don't make me plug in.
Oh man. Okay, so once.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go.
It should be like making Solar fuck a flat.
Come on. That's
So the so you guys head on down the tunnel, and he sort of he picks up his
He
his
keeps the
buddy.
rust stalkers.
Yeah. So Baco picks up his fallen comrade.
Yeah,
He,
sorry about that.
yeah,
Blood
he's-
everywhere, made it slippery.
Yeah, he sort of puts a hand on your on your elbow, and he's like, you did what you could.
Yeah, it's really, really sorry.
tried to heal him, but I missed and I shot him.
100%.
Exactly. That's not quite the medical treatment I was thinking, but
He says, well, follow. And he pretty much
The grim dark future.
sort of heads off down this dark tunnel. And you guys are all sort of like doubled over. It's probably about like a 4-foot diameter tunnel. It's pretty you guys are kind of crawling through like the vents of the Nostromo right now.
Nice.
it was like using guns to cauterize your wounds, like a normal thing.
Tell me of your first aid practices.
Like, what's the level of Medicare of this ship?
I mean, yeah.
You should have a pretty good idea, man. I cut off most of your limbs.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, but I got robot limbs. Like, that's really good Medicare.
That's true.
Yeah, but you only qualify for that if you're human. Our health plan's really specific.
Yeah, it does have that one line.
You take.
It's like,
Oh boy.
Also subject to removal on our table. So if you end up on his surgery table and you have cat with no ears,
Mm.
oh, that orc.
somebody erase my.
Oh shit, is he blooming?
No, sorry, I'm just trying to get all this out of here.
Okay.
I'm just half retarded with Roll20. Alright, so as a matter of fact, staying along with you, Solar, is Enoxin, the Psyker.
Yes.
And
I just kind of like look at him and say, "Okay, don't pass out this time."
he sort of like slaps his knees and show you that he's not locking his knees this time. And your other little boys come walking in here after you guys. So the rest of you guys begin proceeding down this here tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot. There we go. Okay.
Do you think mutant cat people are more like heresy or more Xeno?
More heresy because they sound like furries.
Well, I mean, we don't know that yet.
Unconfirmed.
Unconfirmed furry.
These guys could be really cool. No, I mean like
They just-
really, really cool.
They just wear cat suits because it's like cool. It's not a big deal. Sometimes they meet up in hotels.
Do you guys ever listen to Ari Shafir?
Don't even joke about that. Been so many fucking degenerate furry conventions. Fucking like throwing diapers at people's cars, like actually full.
Hmm. Cool.
Literally gas all furries.
Sounds like a good time.
Wow.
Alright, so
You see, he gets.
All right. So we will, real quick, follow with the. We'll call you guys Group A.
Group A.
Right. Right. All right. So you guys you can following him down this corridor. It's pretty slow going. He's dragging the body of his companion, and it's a pretty confined space to begin with. But you can even as he's sort of dragging this huge weight, somehow you guys can sort of he's suspiciously quiet, makes almost no noise, even though he's dragging this huge thing. It's a little bit weird. You guess chalk it up to them having to be quiet literally all the time in a place like this. So you guys continue down for quite a while. Occasionally, above and sort of below you can hear. Occasionally, you can definitely tell that it's orcs. You can hear some kind of roaring, and then occasionally gunshots and some kind of brawling happening. And then other times, yeah, you'll occasionally feel something sort of shake or move by, a passage sort of near you, but it's either too large or too small to be, an orc. You're not sure what these things might be crawling around you. But soon enough, you guys, it's pretty much, it's a sort of a straight shot, and then sort of a almost circuitous route sort of downwards through a bunch of vents and sort of broken passageways. You guys can tell that you've pretty much, even just going on this singular route right here, you've walked through more than one starship in this just sort of mangled wreck of, space Hulkers literally just smushed together shit. So you're walking through some of the stuff. It's broken archways, and other times you're literally stepping through cracks in the giant hulls of spaceships and whatnot. But they're also pushed together. It's almost the same tunnel complex. So there's a few thin parts where you guys have to sort of go legs first and sort of shimmy your way down through these holes. But soon enough, you come across in the distance ahead of you, you can see, for one of the first times you guys have been in here, actual bright white light that seems like room lighting, interior lighting ahead of you. And pretty soon you come up to a door, and on both sides, so you guys are sort of around a corner, and around this corner you guys can see that there's essentially a large sealed sort of security door, and on both sides there are what look like automated sort of servitor turrets. These large double barrel automatic las cannons with you can see this sort of servitor skull sitting behind them on the top, just waiting to blast anything that's not authorized. And as you guys, Baco, he says he tells you guys to sort of wait here around the corner, and he goes forward. He sort of steps out. These guns sort of swing towards him, but they don't fire or anything. And he sort of drags his buddy up there. Then he walks up and he bangs on the gate, and then after a moment or two, it sort of slides open a crack, and he slips on through. And then after a minute or two, he comes back, but without the body that he'd been dragging. And he walks back up to you guys. And he says that he has to take you one at a time because the guns won't... He says that they won't recognize you.
Makes sense.
So basically, he says he wants to basically walk in front of you guys one at a time to, sort of shield the... firing systems.
Good thing we left one alive.
Okay. Yeah, who wants to go?
I'll go first.
Okay. Brave soul.
Alright. Can you make me a agility test? 'Cause this guy's actually quite a bit smaller than you are.
Dude,
Ooh.
I actually can't roll anything over a 70.
Yeah, I see that.
What? Wait, what happened?
Glory.
Did you have
Alright,
to?
this time I got a 3.
Hey.
What were you trying to do?
Aw, dang it.
I think
Kind of agility checks. I don't know.
I think I cut out.
Stay behind him. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically this, you know, Baco Tunnel Watcher, these guns guarding the door, they're sort of automated, and he says that he has to pretty much walk in front of you guys one by one to the entrance to sort of, you know, screen you from the, you know, security check that would designate them to light you up.
Damn, maybe we could have used the body of this.
What, the upper half of it?
That's right. That way he'd be like at least as tall as us.
So you guys see this guy. He sort of starts going out. And he has his hands raised up, and somehow it's almost freakish. But you can see Kel. He sort of like clips this, you know, space helmet to the, you know, on his belt behind him, and then using his sort of like, he sort of crouches down in a weird way and sort of like rubs his shoulders around and just like manipulates himself. And somehow, like, you guys almost can't even like see his shadow on the floor, like falling behind this guy. Kel is like in super, you know, like fucking special ops mode right now. He's just glued to this guy.
Nice.
So you guys go on and you sort of step through this door. Kel,
Yep.
you are the first one through, and then coming back through, he decides Baco comes to take someone else.
That's easy, I say.
Yeah, go for it.
You said I was brave.
Okay. I'm gonna pinpoint that.
That's a fucking.
But he is the red shirt. Yeah, let's see. Oh, I got better than you.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
You have a higher
Alright.
agility than I do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
You guys are gonna show me up.
Alright, so...
Well, we had to use fate.
That's true.
Alright, so after a moment, Baco comes running back.
See, I told you it was easy.
All right, what do I need to do?
Agility test.
Just an agility test, not a skill test.
Yeah, I think it's just agility.
Right.
Oh, you did the best out of any of us.
You're welcome.
What the fuck is this shit?
I haven't filled a roll.
I got a fucking 3 and everyone got better than me. It's so gay.
I do have a really agility's my highest stat. So
Very nice.
I'd be upset if I didn't do better than you guys.
It's hard to fail with the 6 regardless.
Yeah.
Alright, so all of you guys slide through this door. Let me find you. There you are. And you guys are all on this page, right? The new page.
Oh.
All right,
Hold on, I have a
snuck into-
question. Does anything that happens here matter if I fail my tech rolls on that thing?
What do you mean?
If I fail and I end up blowing that thing up, isn't it taking out most of the Space Hulk?
Potentially.
So success. Because kill all the orcs.
Yeah, mission succeeded. Actually, not for me. I'm supposed to. I forget what I'm supposed to collect, but it's a piece of technology on this ship that I'm here for. But
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah, the brass prism. Alright. So, you guys are on this roll 20 page, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Basically,
Lovely compound.
not the one that was the last one you were on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you guys step into this room. It's pretty well lit, and it's definitely the interior of a spaceship. Looking around, you can tell this is not a particularly large one. And Octavia, can you make me a... Hold on real quick. Octavia, can you give me... Let's see, a Forbidden Lore Inquisition roll?
Ooh. Yes, I can.
Yeah, go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you step through these, basically through these large security gates, and they close behind you, Octavia, you are sort of immediately hit with the impression that this is distinctly an Inquisition ship.
Mm-hmm.
The sort of immediate telltale sign is immediately to your right. You see an open passage with sort of the remnants of what used to be sort of a gilded sort of arch above it, and this is essentially what it's a pretty common room found on most Inquisition vessels, where it's almost like as soon as you board, they just steer you right into the right, and then it's basically typically if this was a fully functioning and operational Inquisition ship, it would be pretty much full of like trophies and all these holy relics and stuff that they all these sort of accomplishments and how great that this particular Inquisition unit has been doing. Sort of a large sort of propaganda room essentially.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like the first sort of like telltale sign that you would, because it's not something that's commonly found in many other ships besides Inquisition ships, because it's basically just a little room for Inquisitions to pull each other off to the side and either try to impress each other or try to overawe somebody who's beneath them.
Yeah.
Gander.
So that's sort of your first impression right there. That sort of gives it away. The other sort of slightly less, obvious sign would be on the wall pretty much across from you guys. There's a massive logo embroiled on the wall, pretty much, carved right into it, of a huge eye with a skull in the middle of it. It's also a telltale sign.
Would
So-
there be any way to know associated with?
Say again, you were breaking up with me.
Oh, is there a way to this associated with an ordo, a particular ordo?
Off the cuff, you can't quite tell.
Okay.
It's distinctly Inquisition, though.
Yeah.
And sort of coming up to greet you, along with, Bakos in front of you guys, and quite a few townspeople, actually. Townspeople. These fucking mutant cat folks.
Mutant cat people.
But it's their town.
The town mayor comes up. And, so basically,
I
they all
think we
sort
might
of.
need to take.
There seems to be something going on down here in the down this section that I just pinged. There's a lot of people sort of standing around something, and there's someone standing on top of some kind of raised machinery. You can't quite tell what's going on, but a few people sort of come over and start, looking at you guys, and pretty overawed sort of eyes. Everybody seems really either apprehensive or nervous and excited, sort of all at the same time.
Well, we do make an entrance, I guess. Trying to think what our Well, Octavia's move would be.
And also, as you guys step through here, Kel in particular would get the fragrance. It's sort of a really strong, it's kind of a sour smell, but with a tiny hint of sort of like sweetness in the background of it. But it's sort of this thick, sort of pungent smell that pretty much permeates the air in here as soon as you walk in.
Can I identify what it is?
Immediately, actually, let me see. Give me a, I think it probably be a survival. No, not survival. Give me 1 second. Look at your sheet.
I'm sorry. Say something. 'Cause here.
No, I'm just looking at you now. Yeah, if you roll me a. There's no like nature. Oh, there's no like anatomical or anything. Just a perception check.
Does it just smell like rotting bodies or?
That's
like
probably the
decomposition?
closest thing that Kel would put it to. Although it doesn't smell like anything he's distinctly smelled before, but that's probably the most similar thing that he would compare it to.
Does it smell like cat pee? Is that
Ammonia.
They don't have odor fresh in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe this is the far future, kind of like all the cats are people. There are no cats. And
I'll just ask.
Is there a litter box somewhere out in the open?
I'll ask one
fucking
of the,
furries everywhere.
I'll ask one of the purple guys or whatever they are, and I'll just be like, "Somebody die?"
You
I'll
were-
ask one-
I was gonna say, kind of recently. We were there.
With a sort
I
of
mean,
like trembling, like
is
fearful
someone
look, he
decomposing?
points at the guy who's dead on the ground, missing a leg.
Oh shit. Rest and rip.
Rip and pop.
So that's in that.
Sorry, boys. F. Nice. Okay, so you boys digesting on that. We're gonna swing back to Solar very quickly.
Oh.
All right, let's see if any of this actually happens.
You just want to kill us all.
Almost. All my buddies are here.
And you just want to kill.
Oh, then he looks alarm, kill him. Save the trouble. Pen, do it later.
Hey, I'm gonna give him special instructions, and I'm gonna tell him that if anything should happen, like I get infected with scrap code, I expect him to blow me up or kill me some.
To Anox.
How is he supposed to know that?
It would be like watching somebody immediately be corrupted by chaos. You just
He
know.
can also read minds.
Duggar.
He could just delve right into your soul if he wanted to,
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go.
Alright, so yeah, let me scroll up to these previous, that's right, okay, yeah, so, looking around on these things, you don't find any kind of, like, manual, like, levers and stuff. It would seem that this, sort of entire machine was almost, kind of dummy-proofed, to make sure that the orcs wouldn't just immediately sort of, find, like, some loose wires and start fucking with it all. Like, it's pretty much all just, pretty well machined, or pretty finely welded, just, metal plates covering pretty much everything. Really, the only sort of external controls you can find are over here in this sort of command screen sort of console unit. And those are just sort of big, like a red and green freaking buttons and like a lever that you just pull down, like not even labeled.
You just have to believe hard enough.
Pretty much.
I like to think that there's like at least pieces of tape over it where the arch rope thing.
You're gonna make me plug into this thing, aren't you?
Hey, you tried looking for the ports and that was it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't plug into it then, is what you're saying.
You can always try shooting.
Okay, can I at least pinpoint where would be a good place to shoot?
Yeah. Give me a Archaeotech roll.
Sorry, my cat is also being adorable right now.
That does happen. You gotta watch out.
Oh, and with a okay, yeah, doesn't even matter.
Ah! He pushed every button on my screen.
Perfect.
What happened?
Okay. I need a do you have Archaeotech?
My bad. I did common lore on accident. That was his fault, not mine.
Kidding.
All right, and what do I do to modify?
-10.
I hate you.
Just because you know this is Archaeotech, but you also know that it's been heavily modified in a way that is not condoned by anything. But doesn't really matter. Alright, yeah, so you're pretty sure that there's general structure would dictate that there's a set of like heating coils in the sort of the back of it over here, and you sort of know the general whereabouts of where those would be.
All right, and if I shoot those, it won't blow up.
Nobody said that.
You have no idea what kind of like modifications have been done to this thing, but best guess.
Chain reaction could happen.
Plug into the console. I'll come over here and I'll play things the right way.
Do it.
Fine. I fucking play now.
Immensely. I hope you're gonna...
Cat. Give my hand back. Cat, I need the cat. He's simultaneously biting me and trying to hold my hand to his chest.
I know, that's what cats do.
I love you. He can't decide if he wants my hand.
Which guy is this?
Percy.
So much yelling.
All right, so what do I?
All right, tech use plugging in.
All right, I get +10 because I'm plugged in. Jesus Christ.
No.
Nice. All right.
That's a close one.
All right,
So, you withdraw your little USB port, stick it right in.
3.0.
Well, I stick it in. What do I find?
You're immediately hit with a incredible blast of anger and a feedback screech of its own, and
Motherfucker had learned.
you can tell them. You can tell the machine spirit inside of this machine is almost driven to the point of beyond insanity in anger, and it's just been so fucked with, just so horribly corrupted and just attacked on like a spiritual level. It's just this crazy sort of wild animal that exists inside this thing now.
Yeah.
Just
I
because it's a wild animal doesn't mean it can't be tamed. Have a nice.
Okay.
I'm gonna break this Bronco. I'm gonna break this Bronco. Rain, I'm gonna try.
Oh god.
Alrighty, let me know what you're doing.
Well, right now I'm trying to stop my cats from fighting, but it's not working. Okay.
You can't stop the domestic animals. How are you gonna stop the wild?
Mm-hmm.
I stopped the domesticated animal. She's hiding behind the trash can.
Oh, never mind then.
All right. So I'm gonna try and appease the spirit and lull it to like a calm place before I give it the old Yeller treatment.
The old yellow treatment.
Because this thing to me probably looks like a half mutated dog walking down the street.
Looks like a half mutated dog if it had been like killed and like resurrected.
I think we should keep him. Metaphorically speaking.
Josh is like, it's cute.
The undead dog.
I'll tell you what, if you have any mechanical implants, walk back here. Let me plug into you while I'm plugged into this thing. Let's see what happens.
She does have a few actually, but no. I refuse.
All right, then. So, Rain, what do I need to do? I'm going to try and calm him down. I'm going to try and calm him down and work around him.
Alright. Sounds like a tech use.
Mine is 50.
Yeah. Stick it to him. We all hate Solar, right? Yeah. I'm joining it. Hey, do I have any tech pieces? I have Total Recall. Isn't that only a tech piece? Never mind. Talk to myself.
I mean, I could fuck with that if you wanted me to.
I mean, sure. Don't, though.
All right, 5.9 degree success.
Alright, so as you sort of
Aren't you?
reach out to it, it lashes right back at you. It's really fucking like anything, anything that this thing sees, it hates. It's gonna try to do its best to take it out. But the approach you took with it, pretty much, it didn't quite calm it, but it's pretty much told it that it's dealing with not just anybody, just like plugging in. It's like, oh, it's sort of like a respect thing,
I'm not prey, you see, and I'm not predator either. I'm friend. I'm gonna give it a biscuit.
All right, so you've pretty much
You're supposed to reward good behavior.
Yeah, right.
so you
Hey, it
pretty
didn't
much
bite
worked
me.
past its initial, we'll call that sort of its initial sort of firewall, and it hasn't granted you access to like anything, but it's not actively attacking you.
Alright, next thing I'm gonna do. Normally I just try to seduce machines. This one I actually have to work for. Alright, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like try to upload some friendly code to it. Does that make any sense?
Yep.
Some pictures of you on the beach,
No, I'm gonna upload like holy scriptural code to it, try and calm it down through that way. Remind it of what it once was.
Remember who you are, Simba.
Yeah,
But what if
that
it was originally built by a heretic? And you just-
Yeah, right? Right?
Hey, no, it's been confirmed.
I don't know. I would like
I'm
to
not
do a
gonna lie, I'm
retroactive.
kind of relying on this plus 10. 6.4 degree success.
Beautiful.
Alright, so you were trying to do what exactly again? Sorry.
Oh.
Oh, you're trying to throw some code in there. Nice. Okay. So,
I'm trying to loosen it up a little bit. It's been given a biscuit.
son of a bitch. So,
It likes the back rub.
initially, you sort of feed in a few small pieces of sort of like, standard issue, Mechanicus scrap code. It's like, imagine like white hat scrap code. This is Mechanicus sanctioned stuff. So you're sort of throwing back with your counter hack, and you throw a few like little standard security morsels out there, and almost not quite visually, because this is all sort of in like the quasi cyber spiritual spectrum of whatever and
Yeah.
so basically you sort of throw these bits of information out, and you see them, it starts to sort of begin to accept them, and then almost like small fish on the surface of a lake, you see these little bits of information that you sent out sort of get snapped up by what looks like sort of larger bits of scrap code. But that's what you had prepared for. So basically,
Okay.
you sent out those ones sort of as bait. These scrap codes sort of popped up, and then you sent your personal, bigger scrap code after these sort of lurking, viruses scrap code in the system. So, you're pretty much able to sort of draw out its defenses and then dismantle them. And now, this machine is, well, the power source is under your control.
All right.
I'm gonna give it a digital kiss and tell it it's time to go to sleep.
Oh God.
So you're trying to pretty much like power it down almost.
I'm gonna tell like, be like, shh, 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 shh. Your pain is over. Your time has come.
Digital kid.
So right as you're pretty much doing this, you get a tap on your shoulder, and it is Enoxin. And he says, I don't want to disturb you, but servitors are incoming.
Yep.
I'm gonna be a shit and just be like, of course they're right here with us, and I kind of like point at my little troops there.
He sort of like scowls at you a little bit, and he's like, no, these feel different.
All right. Give me like 10 more seconds here. All right, I turn back to the machine, and I like scratch it behind the ears, put some oil on it, and then I try to put it to sleep until it's time to turn off and not turn back on.
Because this is pretty rough. I didn't expect a
Go. You won't feel anything. They'll never hurt you again. I promise. All right. Do I make a tech use or what?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's what I was waiting for.
Persuasion?
And as you're sort of doing this, you can hear.
Fate point. I want it to be gentle.
Yes! Oh, damn it, that was you.
Oh yeah, I know. I know.
Oh my god.
No,
It
I want
was-
it to be gentle.
It was worse, though, so I'm
Oh, god
I'm
damn
pleased.
it. No, hold on. I did that wrong.
No, it was. Okay.
Alright, I'm just gonna reroll the whole goddamn thing, because I fucking fucked that. Like an idiot. Okay. Yeah, so as you're doing this, with your external sort of auditory sensors, you can hear sort of a moaning, almost. It's sort of faint coming in the distance. But you can also hear sort of the, what sounds like footsteps at a sort of, what you'd imagine is almost a jogging pace for multiple individuals. And sort of the occasional sort of click-clack of what sounds like thin, metal pieces.
Ugh. Sorry, I need like 10 seconds. Somebody's.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Is that good or bad?
Yeah, Rand. What?
It's like the Inquisition has found me.
I, to be honest, I've been with you the whole
Oh
time.
God, I see.
So,
Oh my God.
you have this thing.
You should have its machine spirit swap places with Soul Heart. That's 100%.
It needs to happen. Oh my God.
Mac,
Oh my god.
And then we would never have to worry about him again.
He just stuck looking out of a TV screen for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's a win-win, right? Isn't that what he wants in the end?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. He becomes an
what the hell are you
SCP.
guys talking about?
Alright.
Boy.
What the hell was I just saying?
I'm not talking about nothing. Don't you worry.
Yes, so you hear multiple footsteps, the occasional clatter of metal, and what sounds like some kind of organic groaning sounds. And pretty much as soon as you can hear these, the machine spirit seems to pick up on them too. And fucking flares back to light like a damn bonfire. This thing just got hardcore triggered, and now it's almost as ragey as it had been whenever you'd first encountered it. And I'll need another tech use because it's immediately pretty much trying to buck you out of its system.
You're like
what?
out
I'm
of fate. You're like out of fate.
No, I'm not. Trust me, I'm not
You're
at
like
all.
3 fate. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I
So
have
what is-
4.
So
Yeah,
what's
but
the
that's
snowflake?
that's like almost out of fate.
He's got it.
All right, you know what? I'm gonna give it a bitch you won't slap. Just to like give it like a no, I'm here to help you, but if you're gonna act up, then I will hurt you.
Incoming 100. I can already guarantee it.
Incoming!
Cat,
Hit the deck!
cat, bad kitty.
It's a 92.
Mm.
Get fucked.
I'm giving 90% chances.
Why can't you guys do this during combat, goddammit?
Right?
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
It's
That was
still
your last
beat
fate
you.
point,
Fucking
right?
5.8. So
Yep. So,
Oh.
as you sort of tenuously try to sort of hold on, it just goes fucking wild. Pretty much just shuts down like it's sort of like communication center and fucking anger. And you're sort of roughly left sort of staring, looking at this thing.
You know what? I'm not taking this thing shit anymore.
no, 100%. Just saying.
I'm lumen shocking it just to like let it know.
I love it. This is beautiful.
Wait, is it my turn again?
It is right now, and the sounds that you heard are growing louder and closer.
Full-blown old yeller, shotgun to the back of the head, and a tear from the.
Good night, sweet prince.
I hope you fucking fail. Oh, right.
You can suck on my tiny penis.
So what was that for?
A hell of a thing to say.
Oh yeah, yeah. The GM didn't call for a skill check. Oh no.
Oh.
Fuck.
What were you trying to do?
I said full-blown old yeller,
He did.
shotgun to the back of the head.
He did say that.
So are you trying to shoot it?
No, I'm just gonna
No,
overwhelm it
you
with.
said old yeller. They shot old yeller.
I'm doing the digital version.
Metaphorically, should
Is not specified.
No, mama, he's my dog. I'll do it.
Can I get a judge? Judge?
So
It says tech use.
for if you want to pretty much hack like back into this thing, it's Solar would know it's going to take like another couple, like you're pretty much going to have to like calm this thing all the way back down again.
No, I'm not trying to hack into it. I'm just gonna force it to turn off.
Okay, so let's see if let's see how this.
Well, I'm not going the gentle route this time. I'm just gonna try and break its spirit.
All right, so for like a straight, you're throwing like the fucking like killer code into this thing, like the, you know, delete, open like a fucking
Delete
memory.
system 32.
Yeah, you're about to open a memory bleed in this thing. All right.
System 32 cannot be deleted.
Just like sir.
Okay. You're in. So, the
last thing I'm gonna is that I love it.
I'm telling you, could have swapped places with them. Would have been great.
That would have been awesome.
oh, there's a time and a place for everything. Don't worry. Okay, so you hear this this sort of high pitched vibration that's been coursing through this entire section of the Space Hulk. It sort of begins winding down, and Solar, you can see sort of you can feel and see pretty much this entire sort of power source begin sort of spooling down a little bit, and you know, things begin cooling off. The gate itself, you know, begins to get dimmer. You can tell this thing gets sort of, you know, there's a lot of energy still going here, but it's in the process of shutting down.
All right. What's the psyker's name again? I forget.
Enoxin.
I'm gonna turn to Enox and say, "Now we get the fuck out of here."
He actually looks sort of over your shoulder, and as you sort of look at his face, he's sort of staring like straight past you. He's, you know, he's looking at you, but he's not seeing you. You know what I mean?
Did he fucking pass out?
No. He's still standing there, but he sort of has this expression of almost like unbelief and sort of horror on his face, and he seems almost like a sort of momentarily stunning. He sort of has this 1,000-yard stare, and he's just looking straight past you.
My time come.
He says, and then he just points. He raises a hand. And he points behind you, and he takes like 2 or 3 steps back. And says, "There." And then from this passageway above you, you see skittering out from a doorway what appear to be more of these same sort of slightly mutated humans that you've seen before. Except these ones are noticeably completely naked. And they have what appear to be several different mechanical augmentations. But before we get too deep into those, how's everybody on time right now?
I'm good.
I'm not doing anything.
I can keep going.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So we'll go for a little bit longer. Alright. Yes, so you see these, and then from behind you, you hear Anoxin sort of breathe, sort of breathlessly. Soulless.
What? What?
They have no soul. Conservative.
Oh yeah.
Come on, guys.
I mean, you know, that's the problem all along, though.
Soulless. Come on, you guys know memes.
So
I think it's time. I think it's time we get the fuck out.
I would like to point out that I specifically don't know memes, so you know, I have to have everything explained.
It's alright.
You think?
You know what? If a Nox is just going to stand there, it might be time to leave him. But I'm going to grab him and I'm going to shock him and bring him back to his senses.
Okay. So, yeah, so he, you can pretty much, snap him out of it pretty quick. It's not much, but he seems more sort of, like, disturbed than, like, scared. Like, imagine, it's seeing something just, like, conceptually just horrific, but it's not, like, body horror,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He seems almost, like, stunned by it. And,
It's mind horror.
and so, yeah, pretty much as soon as you get his attention, he begins running with you if you want. So you guys just getting out of here?
Probably, and I assume that they would be. Yeah.
How does one outrun a servitor? Murder a servitor.
Hello?
Lose somebody?
Is Moon there?
I can.
Yeah, his mic's weak.
Maybe he
Oh,
made
sorry.
it back.
Oh, sorry. I've been talking this entire time. I didn't realize that.
I thought you were attacked by cats. That's kind of nice.
I think that's why he muted it.
I mean, you're not wrong. They were after my chicken nuggets.
Nice.
Yeah, so pretty much I need to know if you're just running or fighting.
So, to repeat most of what I just said, can I see what's coming at me?
Yes. So these appear to be pretty much the same. They appear to be the same sort of species that you guys had run into before. The sort of slightly abhumans that have you made contact with. But these ones are strikingly different in that most of their fingers have pretty much been replaced with really, you can tell they're sort of by the way that they sort of slice through the air. These are monofilament blades pretty much attached to every single finger that they have, on their toes as well. And sort of not quite built into their heads, more of sort of bolted into them, is some kind of bulky black contraption that wraps about halfway around their head. And all the way from here, you can hear this sort of mechanical, just foul clattering as something inside of this is just rocking back and forth. And just tick, 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 coming from each one of them. And,
So they have some kind of piston in them.
something is going inside of this black box that's sort of bolted and surgically attached to each of their heads. It wraps halfway around the back of their heads. It's a loud sort of clacking mechanism, and you can see pretty much as soon as they come around this corner and they sort of get the smell in the side of you, they sort of begin starting to sort of frenzy up a little bit.
Okay, so how fast is the psyker guy? I know.
As long as you're faster than him.
If not, you could always try.
Or you said he's really skinny, right? Like really, really skinny.
I'm pretty sure he's rather thin.
All right. I'm gonna pick him up and just bolt. I'm just gonna bolt. Like I'm gonna double my speed while I'm at it too, and I'm just gonna tell the servitors.
You gonna what? Sorry, I missed the whole last part.
Activate my. I'm just gonna bolt, double my speed, tell the servitors to follow, and just run. Just run as fast as I can.
All right. So, let's see here. So you have what you run, and then you have the sprint with the legs.
That's right. Remember, I double my run.
I'll take off about a third for being encumbered. Let's see. So from where you're trying to head back where everybody else went?
Yep. It's only been like 3 minutes since they left, so I mean, if I go storming down the hallways, I might catch up to them.
Well,
Okay.
it's not so much hallways as tunnels that we had to crawl through.
So you, with
That makes
one
it
arm,
easier.
with one arm and your mechadendrite, sort of scoop up Noxin and start bolting with your freaking iRobot legs towards the little tunnel here. And you guys start following you.
I'm gonna throw him in first, all because at least if the servitors follow us, or if the enemy servitors follow us, they'll have to walk, or they'll have knife-footed robots that are just made to murder things. So that gives me some advantage. The knives.
Alright. So yeah, you guys start following you. As do these crazed, sort of feral-looking servitor creatures, really, now. And you can tell, with a glance over your shoulder, that they are fucking quick. They're sort of interpacing between, like, sprinting on two legs and sort of bounding on sort of all fours. And they're sort of jumping over boxes and leaping and sprinting towards you guys. And as you guys sort of make it through this tunnel, and Oxen first, I guess you throw him in there, your servitors start closing it behind you. 3 of these.
You know what? I was about to say I'll go first, and then I'm gonna blow the entrance to the.
Do you have explosives? Or
I have the grenade still.
you do have grenades. Alrighty.
I never used.
Okay, so how are you gonna do this? So basically, there's not really enough room in this corridor for them to like sort of like slip like past you. You're
Could I lob it over them?
potentially. It'd be difficult.
Fuck off, cat. This is my food.
How kitty is a pie turkey pot pie?
Fuck you. This is my chicken tendies. Wait, hold on. Are they ganging up on that one server there?
They are. There's sort of something of a bottleneck at this entrance to the tunnel, and these guys are, as mentioned, fucking quick.
I don't know if I can leave him behind.
So don't.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave the psyker to do his own thing, but I'm gonna tell all my servitors it's time to kick it.
Alrighty, so you're gonna make a stand here?
I'm gonna make it. We have numbers, and I'm willing to bet that if I shoot that black box, they probably die.
Well. Alrighty. We're going to, from here, jump back to the other group here. So you guys are starting to. There's a small crowd beginning to sort of draw around you guys, and now people are starting to sort of come up and like ask some like basic questions. They ask Bakker like, who are these people? Like, what's going on? And he mentions something in sort of a broken dialect, and then sort of like waves you guys forward, and he brings the corpse of his friends that you guys witnessed him die. He sort of brings his corpse with him, and he tries to sort of lead you guys towards this sort of crowd down here.
Yeah, so why are we here, I ask? Like, what did you bring us here for?
He sort of looks between the three of you and points to Octavia. Says she was meant to come.
Alright, I can get behind that. How many?
Did you ask something? I'm sorry. You cut out for me.
Yeah, like, I asked him how many are there of you?
He sort of gestures around to sort of the other people, and he's like, what's left? Maybe.
Oh, so there's only like 6 of them or something?
He says, He shakes his head, and he says, He sort of like flashes like he's got 10 fingers on his hands, so he flashes that at you about like
okay.
About
it's pretty reasonable.
17 times, and then he flashes like a few like smaller numbers at you. So approximately like just under 200 right about now, he says.
Oh, that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, ditto. What would Big Daddy Inquisition?
And he sort of
we could
gestures at you
take him.
guys. Yeah,
We could take him in at surf flavor.
Yeah, no, I mean, this is a pretty big deal. Or should I say, this might contain a pretty big deal. The ship itself there's no way we're getting it. I'm gonna respectfully.
Say again, you broke up for me.
I'm going to respectfully ask for a tour.
Ah, the grand tour. Yeah. Yeah. So Bakker pretty much he sort of gestures at the body that he's been dragging, sort of tells you guys to sort of follow him. And he points over at this sort of large machine down here. Here, let me change my stupid color so it's easier to see.
Oh, I thought for a second he was telling us for the body to like guide us. Like pick him up and be like, weekend at Bernie.
Yeah, just take him, show him where to go, carry him with you. He'll tell you.
Yeah. So,
So you guys are full tilt.
yeah, so he pretty much comes over, and this is him right now, over here, right here. And he brings and pretty much puts his body down over here,
Mm-hmm.
sort of in front of this large machinery. And you guys can see that sitting on top of this sort of large, it's sort of a large tank with some tubes sort of connected on either side. There's a guy sitting on top of it, and he's sitting on something of a sort of trash, like junk makeshift throne. You can sort of tell it was some kind of seat of power improvised.
Huh.
This guy, he has a few, he seems to be quite a bit older than a lot of the others. And he has, like, some, makeshift, like, you can't tell if it's, like, oil or, like, some kind of grease paint. He's got, like, some kind of what looked like almost, sort of like tribal markings sort of sketched all over him.
Yeah, like war paint or something. It sets him together.
Definitely.
Oh, I just realized I have my own ship. That took a second.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
I said I just realized I had my own ship. To realize.
Oh, Kel's ship?
Yeah.
That's true.
Alright, so, are you guys coming over to check this out, or?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
Pay
missed.
respects to this guy, apparently.
Well, yeah, maybe.
By the Emperor, sitting in the throne like the Emperor.
Yeah. So this guy, they think that like we're supposed to be here, led here, or by fate or something.
Are you, like, asking him that?
I'm more asking you. What did he say? He said that we were drawn
Yeah,
there.
they've mentioned pretty much, they'd mentioned, like, something about, what is more important than, anything else, and they would need to keep you safe, and, this is, and then he just mentioned something about you supposed to have, come here and whatnot.
Okay. Well, all that's true. What now is true. So yeah, I'm gonna introduce myself to this guy. Does he appear to be a leader, right? But are we talking tyrant? Are we talking what vibe do I get from this guy?
Okay.
Whatever.
Nobody seems afraid. Sort of reading the crowd. Actually, let me see. There you go. 120 so slow. Alright.
Hello, Rain. Are you still there?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just reading something real quick.
Okay. It's body, so I'm just getting everything.
Yeah, so if you can be either evaluate or a Psyniscience, I guess. you're
Let's
trying
see.
to
I've
sort of,
got
like-
evaluate.
Try to,
Do I
like,
have?
read the room, sort of, like, try to get, like, an impression of this guy and how he...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, well.
Alright. Yeah, so, specifically, nobody here really seems, like, afraid. A few people seem kind of, a little bit down, but nobody's like crying right now. And the general mood is not, whenever people look at this guy, I mean, a lot of people are looking over at you right now, but nobody's like particularly afraid, and actually quite a few of these people, they sort of look between you and back up at this guy, almost as if, like he's gonna address, something. Almost seems like a sort of people who'd be looking to something of like a religious figure of sorts, some kind of leader like that.
I'm gonna throw up some. I surely I'd like some kind of medallion to show my authority.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna flex that. I'm gonna show off and who I am.
All right.
They're familiar with the imagery of.
Cool. So you pretty much just like throw up your. You've got a pretty big insignia hanging around your neck.
Yeah, I'm kind of assuming that like this would be like the explorer coming to the native tribe, and like you can all of them pretty easily because of knowledge of what's going on, and so she's going to use that to her advantage.
Yeah. So she you raise up your insignia, and quite a few people sort of like gasp, and then several others sort of like drop down reverently.
A couple people go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, the guy sitting up on the throne, he actually stands up, and you can see that there's some tears running down his face.
The day prophesized finally come.
Yeah. All right, now I want all of you to follow. We're gonna go one by one. We're gonna leave, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna study your place. I don't say that. I should say that though.
I'm just gonna lead you outside one by one and talk to you privately, and they're gonna go somewhere safe, and the next one will come out.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, I've come to. What's a good word for this? I've come to, help. No, that's the wrong word. Josh is failing his skills.
They can come aboard my ship.
Are you gonna?
No, probably make them work hard labor or something.
I think hard labor is good. Yeah, because we could still learn something from keep them around.
Something adequately terrible.
I think they'd do great work.
How should I play this?
Here, I'll just say y'all want it out of here. That was the whole point.
Yeah, do they?
Say it again.
I said they wanted out of here, right? That was the whole point. Like they wanted to leave this area.
Are you asking them that?
Yeah, like wasn't that what they said? They said that Josh was going to come rescue them or something.
The sort of painted up leader up on the stand, pretty much as soon as you start talking, he screams immediately and drowns you out. And he says, "Deliverance!" And everybody else around kind of starts screaming as well. They seem quite overjoyed.
Alright, yeah, I can get with it.
Yeah. Octavia will make a simple gesture.
I take off my jacket and like spin it in a circle.
Be like, Kel is going to lead y'all. Whatever. I'm gonna lead you, but Kel's gonna do the walking. And yeah, you're gonna be saved. It's gonna. Obviously, I am under because I'm not sure how she would say it. I haven't read enough.
You'll move from this falling apart ship to a perfectly functioning Your lives will be moderately better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No more orc attacks. Food.
Though
Sometimes.
probably an equal number of you will still die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The introduction of new bacteria. Um, and you can never go back. Yeah, but I'm here to save you because I have this thing around my neck. So do what I say. You want me to do a charm test?
What the hell?
Or I can do a command. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea.
So let me ask: are you trying to like immediately just like demand something and tell them to do something, or are you just kind of like, yes, everybody look at me and love me?
Let me put it this way: I am paraphrasing a 30-minute character.
I'll just say I can take him out of here. I'm gonna save Josh all that trouble, and I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
Okay.
if y'all want to get out of here, I got a ship that moves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't have to be here anymore.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's like a metal cave, but it's not surrounded by orcs.
So these pretty much
No
as
murder, so
half these people are just kind of like going a little bit crazy. They all seem pretty emotionally overwhelmed. Several sort of begin approaching you guys from multiple sides, and they have what appear to be these sort of like, it seems to be some kind of like meaty substance, sort of wrapped up in what looks like some kind of like blue, almost like it almost has like the consistency of like a tobacco leaf, but it. And then, like, they seem to be, like, handing out, like, a few among themselves, and it seems to be some kind of food. And then they also have these sort of, like, small, like, makeshift containers of what appears to be water, although it smells rather strongly of some kind of, like, like lubricant.
Mm-hmm. Is this like the scene in Temple of Doom? Like, you have to drink it, or else they're gonna be really pissed off.
They're just offered it to you guys.
He didn't drink the lubricant.
Definitely not drinking. This is like drink the water.
Several others are sort of coming up and like
And
touching you guys.
Don't have the lettuce either because it's also cleaned in the water.
This is true.
yeah, you can't even have the lettuce around here. So
That's true.
That's very true.
Yeah, no, I think being showered with attention would be absolutely for most people. But I think Octavia would like it. But she knows she's taking advantage of the situation. This ship. So she's going to indulge. She might try the liquid thing. Probably not. No. Did you say there was a food?
Is it like a bravery check or something?
Right.
I thought there was. I thought
Pretty
there was
sure
a
there is.
courage test or
Let's
something.
see. It'd probably be like willpower.
Oh,
Let me see.
I have resistance to fear.
Okay, there is. Let's see if I'm smart enough to not drink this.
Oh, that, yeah. She's smart enough not to. That is a classic RPG move there.
I mean, like, you guys all have, like, common sense and, like, stuff, too. So it's like...
I mean, you're like half metal. I'm sure it's. I mean, it'll
what I
find
mean.
it.
You would, though, be quite parched after all this fighting.
I mean,
It's
it's
true.
what they offered me, and it's one of those like compulsions where you like you have to. Yeah.
I want to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely drinking it.
Yeah.
No, without a doubt, he's drinking it.
Here's Solar saying, never drink oil from strangers.
After I've already have like the cup like already like tilted up on.
This right here is a Captain Riven. You just go for it. The spirit of Captain Riven lives on.
Nice. Yeah, so, you tip this thing back. You can tell that it's like meant to be water. Like it's pretty much like as good as they can pretty much get.
It's like you can feel it. It's supposed. It's like
it's minerally.
No, it's so good.
They tried really hard to make just hard as they could.
Imagine like a transmission
like if you
fluid
couldn't
LaCroix.
separate oil and water.
Yeah, just like a nice engine oil LaCroix flavor. That's pretty much how it is.
It's got a little bit of a kick to it.
I'm gonna put a video in the Discord if anyone feels inclined to watch it.
I mean, you're not, you don't keel over or anything. But pretty much as almost right after you pretty much like start, accepting some of these foods and drinks, the individual on top of the machine, this you guys can tell is clearly a leader, yells something about a feast. Just sort of screams, and everybody starts getting pretty excited. And this guy actually, he sort of reaches sort of behind his chair, and he pulls out what looks like some sort of, upon first glance, it looks like some kind of like painted, imagine sort of like a large, almost like an arm-length cleaver, sort of. And it's sort of like decorated, I mean, as much scrap can be decorated. It's got some rudimentary paint on it, and it's been sort of banged and pounded into a general shape. But he sort of takes that and he tosses it down to Baco, and Baco reaches up and he catches it, and then he sort of turns to you guys. He says, "Feast, feast," and then you see two other of these individuals very excitedly run over to where Baco is, and then they get down on all fours, and Baco raises his cleaver.
I knew it.
And cuts the head off of one, and then raises it again and decapitates the second. And then he turns towards his fallen comrade that he dragged back, lifts up an arm and pretty much cuts it at the shoulder, and then hands that off to someone else, and they pretty much excitedly grab it and sort of run away.
So when he was first like, feast, feast, I was like, yeah, I like hold up my glass. And then he goes over and he's like, oh, look, his buddies are gonna help. Oh.
I don't like it.
We got food on the ship,
Hey, if you guys are hungry, gotta...
I've heard of munchies, but they're hungry.
So that was gratuitous.
Maybe you should bring these back to the ship.
Nah, they seem fun. I mean, they're just spirited.
See, this is what happens when Solar's.
Nah, it'll be alright.
I guess they'll control their numbers.
Okay, well, I'm a little hungry, but not for human meat.
Well,
in other words,
you've already been questioning if they're humans.
We don't have to cook them. We could eat later on the ship. Really fun.
Yeah. Well, you guys have a little feet. Actually,
I mean, they've already, prepared the meat, kinda.
Yeah, pretty much. These guys almost immediately, like, some people ran over.
They also take the one that was like, the one that Cal tried to heal and
Oh yeah, he cut his arm off, and now he's pretty much just going to town, just kind of like, almost like a butcher going at a pig, just kind of like, sectioning off pieces of meat and sort of handing it off to different people. And you can see them sort of run off, and pretty soon
they're
smell.
basically stuck to a lettuce and mushroom diet because pork.
Okay. Yeah, Kel had to eat robots on his homeworld, so I mean, really.
How does that work?
I mean, when you're that hungry, you know.
Let's eat a robot. In the far future, where robots are people too, some people are cannibals. Okay.
Do you guys ever think about that? Robots join society, and then they'll be like robot serial killers, like dismembering them, like.
Oh, absolutely.
You can only hope.
Like making like mobiles out of like child's mobiles like out of their parts, but
I can do that now.
the walls are like stained in oil.
All right, so
Except for there's 1, 2.
So my only real problem, my pistol only has 3 rounds in it, thing, or else she might start reflexively shooting.
My gun also does not have a rapid fire. It's a sniper rifle. So.
Yeah, exactly. So she's not going to shoot, but she's revolted. You know. However, she's going to try to keep her cool.
But if we get them on the ship, you can push them on an airlock and problem solve.
Talk to them, but I don't want them eating themselves. So we should take the cannibals off the ship. I'm going to try to convince the leader that we've got a ceremony prepared. We need to go back. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do.
I'm sorry, you broke up for me again. I guess my internet's some shit.
Mine too. I'm going to try to convince the leader that we have a ceremony to go back to, not prepared for them, but we're going to prepare a ceremony and welcome them on.
Well, he seems quite excited. He also seems.
Is he eating someone right now?
He isn't, but right about this time, some cooked meat is finally like being brought out. So like now they're sort of like handing it to people, and then you guys see like a handful of people who are like beelining straight towards you with like they're like double fisted like platters of meat.
Platters of fists.
Right.
Yeah. So I was going to say too.
There's a nice femur stuck on one.
God, I really wish Ryven was.
If I hadn't seen them kill them, I might have tried eating it, but I think I'm smart enough to know not to eat this.
Man, this is when I wish I was rolling different characters.
Hey, I taught you to never turn down food. It is rude.
Damn it, you too. Okay, so I definitely accept it, but I might not eat it.
Yeah.
That's still turning it down.
Okay, yeah, she's right. Here. What would that be? Is there like a manners check?
Isn't there like a culture like that?
They're
really good.
gosh, they're I think of all the
Kid or something.
If it is, I don't have it.
So, what exactly are you trying to check?
I think he's trying to speak for everybody, maybe. trying to not eat the food, but also completely reject it. I don't know. Maybe we should be more.
Oh, to like
When
I should eat it. So.
kind of a.
it'd probably be like fellowship or charm, if you're trying to like.
I think normally, yes, I would agree with you. This,
Yeah.
and he
No,
might even be
weren't they already
staring
dead?
back at me. So
Were they already dead or no?
No.
volunteers.
Oh,
Although they were volunteers.
I mean, that is.
Yeah, they seemed real excited about getting their shit cut off.
well, I mean, it's an honor, right?
It is an honor, yeah.
I guess my question becomes: do I think it would be offensive to them if I didn't?
You're trying
Very
to
cool.
like
Big meal on the ship. Very.
are you trying to like read them and like see what like sort of like see if refusing would be offensive? Is that pretty much what you're getting at?
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, probably like a fellowship test.
Still there, Rain?
Yeah. Fellowship. Check.
From all of us?
Oh, from Sigmund. He's trying to sort of politely let them down easy.
Sir, what kind of check?
Fellowship.
Fellowship. Ooh, okay. We'll try this. Is there any modifiers to it?
See, he's Voidborn, right? Sigmund.
Fair enough.
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Dude, my shit crashed hard right there. Discord just had a fit. Alright,
All good?
Yeah.
so say again your last?
Oh, I was just asking if there was any modifiers to this check.
No.
Okay.
So, they're quite
Not
insistent.
happy.
Okay, I'm eating this. Or at least some of it. Just enough to get them to stop bugging me about it. But I'm not happy about it.
Octavia takes out a small notebook and writes something very small.
It's actually not bad. Way better than
That
you would
makes it-
expect.
So much worse.
It's actually
Because
pretty
maybe
good.
you are.
You imagine that after however long these people have been here, they've gotten pretty good at their, cooking the same thing for their entire existence.
More than like necessary. I did.
Sorry, you guys cut out
I
for
hear
me.
about this.
You guys cut out for me for all of that. Like the past 10 seconds. Did you guys ask anything?
Cute.
But
I don't know. Then.
I guess that would be a problem.
Guys, my Discord just took a shit. I didn't hear a single thing for the past 20 seconds.
So it's gonna happen. Right.
We can say anything we want about them.
I'm back. Okay, let's see. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Dude, you guys are coming in, it's breaking up 5 and 10 second chunks. I can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Alright, so, the past, minute, what have I missed?
We just kind of smiling over. I
Yeah.
think that was the bulk of it.
I look over at the other two to see if they were eating any of it, and they're not. And I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, so pretty much, they're it's a pretty big celebration here. People are sort of coming out of, some entryways and some other places. You assume this is there's obviously a lot more rooms to this place than just the one you guys are in right here. But after a few minutes, this leader up here, he sort of calls for sort of a calm. And then he sort of begins a dialogue. And he initially starts, he says, people, this is a momentous occasion in our history. Did I not tell you? Did I not tell all of you? It would happen. It would finally happen. And after all these years, our deliverance has come. And he starts crying a little bit more.
Oh yeah, brother.
Then he says, and now, with this great news, let us usher forth our friends, our dear family members, who so graciously offered their own bodies to our hosts. Let us welcome them back so they can partake in the great journey with us. And he sort of slams like a button on the machine next to him. And you guys hear a pretty high-pitched sort of, whirly and girly. And it's this machine that he's on. It's doing something. Doing something. Can I get a Forbidden Lore or KO tech from those who have it?
Oh, yes, you may.
Is that including me?
Once you get there, don't worry.
Just gonna deal with 2 less rust off tourism of.
Alright, so Octavia. Looking at this, you sort of. Can you give me a Forbidden Lore Inquisition as well?
Yes. Okay. Skate.
Alright. So, you, after sort of seeing this and seeing exactly what this thing sort of looks like and then actually seeing it operate, you sort of watch this this sort of main leader. He sort of slowly climbs off the top of it and he walks around to one of these cylinders on the side. There's a couple, sort of like wax burning candles sort of dripping all over it, but he sort of walks over and he sort of lifts a latch and sort of pressure seals or opens, and a bunch of sort of it seems to be sort of filled with some kind of fluid, and he sort of reaches in, and as some kind of mist sort of slowly falls out of it and water falls to the deck, he sort of lifts out what looks like an infant, smaller version of these people, and then pretty much goes over and he hands it off to somebody, and then the machine sort of closes again and reactivates, and this over the course of about 10 minutes happens 2 more times, so that there's now 3 small infants sort of being swaddled by some caretakers in the crowd here now.
You know what I'm saying?
And sort of after witnessing this, Octavia, you can sort of 2 things sort of click in your head. And so, knowing this is an Inquisition ship, knowing the sort of general layout of what is pretty clearly one of the, main embarkation decks, where people sort of come on and off a ship, you know that this isn't a class of ship that has been used for a very long time. We're talking almost right after the during, like, these were ships that were pretty much used during and just after the actual Horus Heresy event itself, which at this point is over, 9 millennia, 10 millennia almost.
Hmm. So Octavia's got the cold sweat. She's now not really worried about the cannibals. She's just worried about getting.
And you would also know that that pretty much. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Just
No.
putting a little bit more on there.
Absolutely.
After seeing
Slather it.
pretty much seeing this kind of format of a ship, 2 and 2 sort of go together to make 5, and she immediately sort of realizes what this machine is, and she knows that this is a very old piece of machinery that is in fact a cloning chamber.
Mm-hmm. This kind of thing is this within the realm of technology, kind of where the Space Marine chapters came from, like genetic alteration, things like that? Or is this more like forgotten tech that nobody knows anything about?
So the Imperium has cloning technology, but it is. Sorry.
Sorry, I was yelling at the cat.
Oh, okay. The Imperium has cloning technology, but it's nothing like this. This is essentially like this unit is it appears almost self-contained in a single room, which is like, normal cloning in the Imperium now is like a whole fucking complex.
Who wanted to clone themselves? Was it Zag? I don't remember. I thought somebody wanted to.
It definitely was Zag, and it was more to figure out if there was a way to create genetically pure navigators, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
And that's sort of one of the other problem with, like, the, Imperium's cloning technology. It's basically, like, just cobbled together and sort of based off the old designs of stuff like this.
And I'm just saying, judging by the state of these people, theirs isn't 100% either.
Well, that's true.
They're probably
they could have been
better
mutated before they started cloning them.
I guess so.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm just going to point out they're probably leagues and bounds. Like, just kind of seem cursed to die. Literally, like walking down a flight of stairs, their like toe will break, which will make them fall. They'll shatter an eye socket on the stairs, roll down, break a leg, and then get eaten by dogs or something like that. That's the level of bad luck they have.
Who told me that there was a dragon that lived inside of Mars? Wasn't there like some giant mechanical dragon that lived in the core of Mars? It's a theory. Was it you that told me that? Somebody told me that, I swear.
There's potentially a Catan who is essentially an old star-eating god, essentially. This one particularly likes to assume the form of a great dragon that pretty much feeds on fear and life energy. But
that's wild.
Potentially, that is the machine god that's been being worshipped this whole time. But who knows? Who knows? Just a theory.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So, if I can secure this thing, like a triple promotion. How would we get this thing? I'm already thinking way too far ahead.
Ooh, yeah. Technologically.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Sounds like a question for
Mm-hmm.
the Incense Boys.
There was an Inquisition ship that had docked, right? That was our way in, was going through their ship.
There had been, yes, you were greeted by, well, the ship itself was Mechanicus, but yes, you had been greeted by a fellow Inquisitor, Scion. She was
Was
pretty
he a-
much your point of contact, like at the sort of entrance to the Hulk.
Okay. Okay. Super cool. That's great. Do I think that? Hold on. I'm formulating a way to get them. It's just kind of how that rolls. Do I know what order she was part of?
She told you that she was Ordo Xenos.
You cut out. What'd you say?
She told you that she was Ordo Xenos.
Order of Xenos. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Cool. Well, let's get this party going. Let's all leave. And I kind of, if we can we call somebody on the ship and go ahead and get people heading this way? Is that possible?
From here, you guys are super way out of radio or Vox contact.
Or indeed.
Yeah, you guys are several, probably, if you had to estimate, several kilometers inside of this meshed up, layers and layers and layers of starship holes.
Okay. If we get the teleporter to explode, it will make a hole large enough that we can just, carry this thing out.
Shit, that is absolutely how that works. That is 100% how that works. Actually, I have a better solution to this problem, because somebody needs to stay with this until we can figure out what to do with it. They're already here. They've already been protecting this place. What if we go back and then come back with people to figure out what to do with it, and that way somebody's always here. Somebody's manning this place, so these orcs that are rampaging are just not far off. Yeah, orc it up and start making weird orc clones, weirder than their normal clones.
Like a new type of orc.
Mm-hmm. A very, very weird type of orc. A half orc, maybe. Some human DNA.
That ain't even possible.
A hork.
Who knows?
I don't know. Like with this level of tech, who knows? So yeah, that's what I think we should do. Is I think we should.
Lucky Solar is not hearing this conversation.
Yeah, I would prefer Solar not even come to this room. If we can somehow make that happen. Because
mean,
he's
I'm
Yeah.
making like a
I
personal
would-
note of this for Solar.
I would prefer if Solar just died to servitors or whatever the fuck they are.
well, what I'm saying is this is really big. And position needs to be making this decision. And so, yeah.
I just want my cat people. So like I'm already worked out like infrastructure, like on messages and stuff. Well, they can squeeze in like ventilation shafts, right? So I think I could set up like an information network where they just like carry messages like all across the ship.
So locked
Tunnel rats.
these guys
I love it.
running around, heading around.
I
Yeah.
give them a crouton and then they run away. Like,
Thank you, master. They crawl off. Oh my god. Okay. Yes. Again, this is thinking ahead. How do I contact? What's his name? Baptiste Mundi or Papa Mundi. How do I contact my Inquisition boss?
So, you'd pretty much have to get to a point where you can. You pretty much need access back to your astropathic choir.
Okay. Get on the big radio.
Right. And so that's for like an immediate message, but if you wanted like a, like secret, like only like secure Vox or only like person transfer, then it'd be probably you'd have to get within physical delivery range, pretty much.
Oh damn. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I'm a cryptologist. Is there any way I can set up an encryption that I think he could?
Via Psyker. So pretty much the main hurdle is like distance.
Gotcha. Okay.
So for instance, like Vox only works like within like planetary range. But psychers, they pretty much there's psychers all across the galaxy, so they pretty much just telephone messages to each other until it gets to its destination, and that's like the quickest way to pretty much get a message to anybody.
Okay. Because I always just tell them, hey, seriously, get here, send lots of people.
By the way, I have to bounce in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was actually just about to let you guys know that I actually have to do the same.